Hey folks, welcome back to my channel. Today we're discussing cruising, and more specifically outdoor cruising, because it's summer and that's what gays do. People got their shirts off, they're lying around soaking up the sun, all that skin. Now we've been apart for so long because of COVID. I know we've been cheating, don't act all innocent. But since we've been essentially tucked away during the pandemic, you may have forgotten how to cruise. So we're gonna have a refresher course because Lord knows there's nothing worse than someone who doesn't know how to cruise. It can be embarrassing at the best of times and downright rude at the worst of times. Okay, let's go through a few different examples of what can happen. So let's say we have situation one. You're looking cute, you're feeling fine, and you're listening to Dua Lipa, and you see him from a distance, and he looks amazing. Do you A, run up to him and say hi? B, wait for him to get closer so you can get a better look? Or C, stop, take your shirt off, and pose? As much as I want to say C because it sounds like the most fun, and it's probably pretty harmless, it's actually B. I can't tell you how many times I thought someone was heading towards me, was looking great, and I was putting out all the signals and luring him in, and then he smiles and he has no teeth. Okay, not specifically that, but you get the point. He gets close, he's good from far, far from good. Good cruising involves patience and timing. You want to be sure your target is the right one before you put too much effort in. So wait for him to get close enough that you're sure it's a go. Then you move on to the next step, which is situation number two. He's close enough now, you're into it, and he's gonna pass you on the sidewalk. So you A, make direct eye contact with a smirk, B, grab your junk and say woof, or C, make a kissing sound and grunt. If you said A, you're right! Eye contact is everything with cruising. Good cruising is all like eyes and body language. You never even have to say a word. So eyes up, look forward, look him straight in the face, and if you want, give him a little smile. Because let's face it, a lot of y'all have a resting bitch face, and direct eye contact with like a bitch face could come off pretty aggressive and send the exact opposite message from what you want. So the guy you're passing will probably look at you since you're looking at him as you pass each other. So what now? Do you A, whisper, I love you, and hope he'll hear? B, chicken out? Or C, glance back at him after the two of you have passed each other? I think we've all done this one, right? Like the glance back to see if they turn around to move. Someone who isn't interested will never turn around. Unless you made some really weird face when you were passing him and he's a little afraid now that his back is to you. But generally speaking, if you turn around and you see that he's turned around, then you can move on to the next stage. Now this is delicate and most people get it wrong. You gotta get it while it's hot. If you turn back around and walk a little further and then turn back to check if he's checking again and hoping he's doing the same, I mean, come on, the bitch is busy. He's got places to go, people to see. He doesn't have time for this cat and mouse all day long game with you, this Ross and Rachel will they, won't they situation. I mean, that show was on for 10 years. We don't have that kind of time. You've turned around once and he turned around too. So you A, motion with your hand for him to come to you. B, stop walking and keep your eyes on him. Or C, walk towards him, tweaking your nipples and unscrewing your poppers. The correct answer is B. If you looked and he looked, then stop walking. The further you walk away from him, the weaker the bond is gonna get. Find a reason or a distraction to keep walking, so stop walking, keep your eyes on him. It'll make it super clear that you're into him. This can happen like right now. Not next time you hopefully might one day cross paths. Now, he may have turned back around and continued walking, and that's okay. Not everyone is a whore like you. Keep focused on him. If he doesn't turn around, you should A, run after him desperately. B, yell something like, yeah, well, you're probably a lousy lay. Or C, let him go. Cruising is a sport. That's life. There's no need to take it personally. Move on, whore. You'll find another one. Say he does turn around and he sees you standing there looking right at him. If he keeps walking a little bit and then turning around, you could A, start walking slowly in his direction. B, assume he's a serial killer and walk away. Or C, pop into the convenience store across the street and get a Snapple because you haven't had one in a while, and the mango one brings back good memories of when you and your now ex went on that road trip but got a flat tire, but that nice man stopped to help you, so you offered him a Snapple and he was really appreciative. Okay, if you said C, then you're really not trying at all, are you? The answer, obviously, is A. He's looked back multiple times, but he's still heading in the direction he was walking. Most people will do this because they won't be as forward as you are, and that's okay. Cruising takes initiative, it takes risk-taking. The trick is to keep the fish on the hook. Best case scenario, he knows a place and he's taking you there. Or you slowly catch up to him because he's let you, and you start a conversation. You should say, what? A, well, here I am. What are your other two wishes? B, hi, how are you? What are you up to? Know a place, etc. Or C, say nothing and show him your ring. Try with the simple stuff and say, hi, how are you? But don't talk for too long. What's hot in the moment is that you don't know shit about each other. So you can fantasize who you want this person to actually be, not who they actually are. Because if you start talking, you're gonna start learning about them, and this isn't a date, this is cruising for sex. The goal here is to hook up with him, not marry him. Striking while the iron is hot is imperative here. So keep it short, to the point, and get her done. If you want to, you can always talk after the sex, although I wouldn't recommend that either, because it could ruin the memory forever. The most important thing to remember is it's a game. Have fun with it, guys. If you're having fun, it'll show, and people want to be close to people who are having fun. Well, I hope this helps. Let me know in the comments below what you think, or if you have anything else to add. I'd love to hear from you. If you liked the video, remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see much more like it in the future. Mwah! It's my podcast.